In this example, I'm going to show you how to quickly create some 2D drawing lines on a wall for purposes of like putting up panels or something like that. You can see here is actually the point cloud I started off with. It's just a warehouse. I'll then usually run it through a classification just until I can get the walls pared down, which I've already done, but floors and ceilings and stuff too. I can then, after I do that, actually, once I have the wall I like or the one that I want to do some analysis on, I will usually actually select it like we have here, clip it down, and then run a limit box extraction. Within that limit box extraction, I'm going to make it as big as that wall that I want to pare down to, here, and then here. Bring it in a little bit. I will do a couple other settings so that I'm only going to bring in the details around the windows and edge surfaces and even piping here. I'll do a spatial sampling, keep details of 5 foot. So actually, I already ran that. After I run that, I will typically have what looks like this crosscut. Here's the full one. If I come in here, I can then move my way to a cutting plane, and by selecting that, I can create a little crosscut that you can see I've actually done a couple times here with my other clouds. But once I'm in the cutting plane, you'll see it'll actually define at the view I was looking at. I'm going to do a 3-point selection. And what I'm going to do is find 3 points on that wall by just selecting them throughout. This is going to define the plane so that it's on perpendicular to the wall there. Use the middle button to go through rotation and select that guy. So here, that looks nice. As far as an outline of the wall, I get a thickness of that too. We'll do that at a 1/5 of a foot. And I can create that, and it's going to create another crosscut section. I can then move in the 2D easy line, and I can try and do essentially a very small line preview where it's going to create a bunch of smaller lines within those points, and I can export those as far as like they're usually pretty good indications if I zoom in here, top and bottom, although they don't look great. Instead of that, what I'm going to do though is just actually draw them myself. So I'm going to jump back into that command, hit the 2D polyline, and so I can figure out from the view here and through some other ones which point I actually want to select to draw to. So let me change my color to intensity. So I can do the out point of these walls, and that would be start. I can go through, and what I'll usually do is actually create a straight line up and then see if I need to post that. So going here, looks like to the bottom of this wall, and then we're going to keep it inside the roof line here. Oh no, actually we want to go to the top, sorry. Go to the top there, extrapolate. And then if I wanted to, I could actually cut out some of these steel structures, but I'm actually going to leave them in because I can always mark those later. So keep going here. And where I have this garbage, I'm actually just going to come down to the floor, kind of edit it out by not really selecting it, and do the same thing where I'm just selecting kind of the top end of that floor. So you can see how I may need to change paneling or depth, but in all honesty, it's probably going to be out anyways. It's going to be flat down here. It's still good to have that information. So with a little bit of extracting, keeping details, a section plane, and then some drawings, I'm going to add in some windows too quickly. Goes down to about here. And these ones are right here. Nice. Ooh, it's a little crooked, so we'll do it actually in line for these ones, rather than keeping them as a rectangle. Looks like they're not completely perpendicular. I can start to see where that is. Now what I'm probably going to do, and that last one wasn't quite accurate enough, is zoom in so I can create these points very nicely. And my last one here. So with that, apply, we'll turn off and create these. Close the tool. You'll see my new cross sections here. My lines. I can then export out the selection of these as a DWG, and they should come. Let me see if I can do high cloud. There are my windows and walls. And I can then export that out as a DWG. Thanks. Oh, I guess then after I export it as a DWG or an IFC, I can bring that into AutoCAD or Revit, and then probably after I set my units here, I'll have the dimensioning of that wall, so I could actually add in my panels, know where the windows openings are, where the top and bottoms are, and then best fit kind of the panels I have and the presets that I already have there to actually draw out. I would then export out those preset drawings back into Realworks here to do a comparison as well too, just to make sure everything fits really nicely. So here is actually the one I just exported. And we'll open that up. So here's the crosscut of that. I can then throw in my new steel panels or whatever wall feature I'm going to do. That's the best way to do that. I can bring this back in to make sure that they're really accurate, and then obviously between the station view and your ability to actually turn on, so either in here to take very precise measurements, or actually with the cloud turned on, you can very accurately start to dial in to those measurements and making sure that across a building now you're gonna really tie it in correctly. So if I can actually see a little bit of difference of how I should take my time measuring those points in about a 6-foot window. But thanks.